Hey guys, how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a quick first impressions video for you on a Wii knife. Now this knife's been out for a little while, but I didn't get one on the first run. They do have a second run, and there are some, or at least there were some, available over at White Mountain Knives, which is where I got this one. If you go over there, use my discount code SHARPSTUFF and you'll save yourself 10%. So we're looking at the Wii Mini Buster. Of course, this is popular because it's in collaboration with Snex and his custom Buster, which is wildly popular, very hard to get a hold of. And Wii Knives is doing another collaboration with Snex this year, and I kind of wanted to get this and be able to experience it and share with you guys about it before that further collaboration came out. Now, a quick rundown on the features here and on my initial thoughts, and then we'll kind of wrap it up once I've kind of given you my first impressions. So we've got 20 CV Wharncliffe blade up front, blasted finish, bit of a top swedge there with some jimping. They've done a nice job on the sharpening choil, ceramic bearings, and one notable feature is the lock interface there. So this is one of the, other than the overall design itself, this is also a feature borrowed from Snex. The tang of the blade actually contacts this rod that is through the lock face, and the other side of this rod, it's going to be hard to show you this on camera. Let's see, I've got a light here somewhere, at least I did have one. There we go. There you go. You can kind of see right in there by the tip of my thumb. That rod extends through the lock bar and serves as the detent ball as well. Now, it's a pretty cool idea, and I always like being able to incorporate different features like that. But it does result in a slightly softer detent than what I would like to see. It's not the end of the world, but it's just not quite as snappy as what we've come to expect from Wii Knives. And so in that sense, it's a little off-putting. Moving on to the handle here. I mean, and I guess maybe I'm being a little unfair saying off-putting. It's still pretty well done. Okay, you can see I don't really have a problem, but it could be a little, the detent is just a little softer than I would like to see. Moving on to the handle, we've got this really nice handle design. Again, this comes directly from the larger custom knife. Internally, this is really, really heavily milled out. I guess should keep that flashlight in my reach. I turn it down. Well, the flashlight's not going to work for us, guys. Sorry about that. The battery literally just died as I'm filming this. But you can sort of see there that there is a lot of milling on this knife. And I'm going to suggest that was necessary. This knife is already 3.9 ounces, and it's not a huge knife. So if they had not done the fairly extensive milling that they did do, you would be, this would probably be pushing 5 ounces. As it stands, 3.9 ounces is pretty comfortable. Let's carry on with the rest of the features before I jump into size and weight. You can see this partially floating backspacer with a satin finish on part of it. Everything else carries over the blasted finish from the blade. All right, and that backspacer, you can actually see that it's grooved all the way along in order to allow for the blade to sit in there. So the blade does drop in there nice and deep, which, to me, it looks like, now I can't say this for sure because I'm not going to take the knife apart and test it or anything, but it looks as if they've done this backspacer this way because the blade might kind of peek through there a little bit if it wasn't done that way. Closed, this is still a pretty attractive knife, and I guess since we're holding it here, let's go ahead and get into our size and weight before we wrap things up. This guy is 8 inches overall, just under 3.5 inch blade, just over 4.5 inches when closed. I've already mentioned that it weighs 3.9 ounces. The grip area is a little small here. My size large hand just fit, but there's not a lot of extra real estate here. Only 3.25 inches of grip area. That's between here and here. All right. Again, it fits my large hand okay, but it's not the greatest thing in the world. What are my initial thoughts about this? What's my initial reaction? Well, very cool design, capable knife. I always have been and will continue to be a fan of making, really desirable custom knives available to the average person by partnering with, various OEMs. And I think WE is one of the better ones out there. They do a really, really good job, and this is no exception. My only little hiccup was that slightly soft detent, but it's probably a little unfair. Let's see if I can purposely fail it. I think I can if I, well, look at me eating my words here. There we go. So I can fail it if I try to, but when I just pull the knife out and deploy it, it opens reliably. So that's, it's maybe a little unfair of me to be too critical about that particular point. I do love the design. It's small enough that it carries well. I like Wharncliffe blades. So yeah, my first impression is this is a pretty nicely done EDC folder. And I think, it'll serve your needs pretty well and still be really, really cool and allow you to own something that is kind of unobtainable other than going with this production version. So there you go, guys. That's my initial impression on the WE Knives Mini Buster. I'd love to hear your comments down below, especially if you have one and have had it for a while. And I'd also like to hear if you're planning to go ahead and pick up the next WE collaboration. I'm still kind of on the fence about it because I think it might be a little small for me. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Again, don't forget to check that channel sponsor down below, White Mountain Knives. Use my discount code SHARPSTUFF. That does help the channel out a lot. And we will talk to you soon.